How's it going today, guys? So I have another video here, and this is actually something that one of you guys who watch my channel sent me a question and wanted me to explain basically how you go about opening up your first trading account. And it's really cool that I got this message because a lot of the times I don't know what you guys want to see, and this is something I would have never thought of because I did this so long ago. I opened my first trading account over a year and a half ago. So it didn't really occur to me that this would be something somebody might want to know, like how to go about doing this. So if you guys have any other questions that you want me to answer, send me a message on YouTube. Probably the best way to get a hold of me is on Twitter because I'm most active on that. Send me a message there, and if you have something you want me to cover in a video, I'll try to work it in somewhere to explain things to you guys better. But what we're going to be talking about is how to open up a trading account and some of the stuff that's involved with that process. So the first step with this is you want to have a cash cushion. And here's why. I actually made this mistake myself. If you don't have enough money to cover all of your possible expenses for the next 6 months, you shouldn't be trading, because here's what's going to happen. If you're investing money that you might need in a pinch, you could get caught in a situation where you have to sell regardless of if the market is up or if the market is down. This happened to me because I had too much money tied up in one of my mutual funds, and I was buying a car at the time, and I didn't have enough money to cover the taxes and DMV fees because I really never thought of it. So I had to go, oh shit, I better sell some of my mutual fund, and I didn't have the ability to see if it was a good time or a bad time to sell. I had no choice. I had to sell because I needed the cash within like a week, and there was no other way for me to get it. So you don't want to tie up money that you could possibly need, because then you're going to put yourself in a bad situation where if the market's down and you have no choice, you need the cash, you're taking a loss at that point. So your first step with opening a trading account is to make sure you have a 6-month cushion in place. But as far as it goes for beginning trading, trading for beginners, if you're just getting started, and as far as everyone I know, they mostly use these online discount brokers. I mean, there are some people who have like a live stockbroker, you go call them up on the phone to make your trades, but for the most part, it's just added steps in the process these days. I mean, if you want really specialized advice and if you want some market insight, sometimes people will go for a human stockbroker, somebody you actually can talk to. But for the most part, if you're just looking to trade stocks kind of for fun or just as a hobby, you're going to use an online discount broker. And these are like the most common ones that I see people using. I'll let you know which one I use too, just so you know. But Fidelity's pretty popular, Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, and Scottrade. For me, I use Scottrade because what I was looking for was like the cheapest cost for trading and a low cash balance carry. Some of these brokers require you to carry a large cash balance. So this is the thing with this, guys. You want to do your research with these. See what they all have to offer you, because everybody has a unique situation, whether or not you're bringing in a large cash balance. So that's how much you're depositing into the account. So let's say somebody was depositing $50,000 and then there was somebody else depositing $2,000. There's going to be different advantages to these brokers, so you're going to want to do your research with that. For me, I chose Scottrade because they had a low trading fee of $7 a trade, and they may, I don't know if they're going to change that by the time you're watching this video, but I'm pretty sure it's been $7 a trade for a good while now, so I would be surprised if they changed that. And they also didn't charge like a maintenance fee. I know some of these accounts, if your cash balance goes too low, they're going to charge you a maintenance fee, which is going to be wiping out your account every month, so you don't want to be dealing with that. So do your research when it comes to deciding on what broker you want to go with. And there's a lot of websites you can go on that just compare all of them, so you don't have to go combing through all of the websites. There's ones that lay it all out for you, so that's nice. So as far as the steps go, we kind of talked about the first one already, where you want to build up your cushion, a 6-month cushion. That way you're not in a pinch when you have to sell. You don't want to be in that situation, guys, trust me. Your second step is to decide on an online discount broker. And I'm assuming that most of you are going to go this route, because the human brokers, as far as trading individual stocks, it's really just makes the process a lot slower. I mean, if you wanted to sell your stock, would you rather log on to your computer and sell, or pick up your phone, call your stockbroker, tell him, hey, sell this, and then he gets on his computer and sells. It just adds steps to the process, and for the most part, human stockbrokers are a lot more expensive. So you don't want to be paying more in commission usually than you have to. So then the third step is actually opening your trading account. And a lot of people don't realize this, but there's a lot of information they need from you in order to open that account. I know for me, I was all excited about trading. I was like ready to rock and roll, and it was like, pump the brakes, man. We got to like verify your identity. I think it took over 2 weeks to get my account activated because I had to mail in a form, send in copies of my license, send in a copy of, I mean, don't quote me on this, but I may have sent in like my birth certificate too. They needed some serious information for me to verify my identity because I didn't have any buying history at the time. So there was nothing to go off of as far as my identity. But the most common information they'll need from you is your social security number or your tax ID, a license or a passport, a copy of that generally. They want to know what your employment status is. They want to know your annual income as well as your net worth. And they also want to know what your investment objective is. So, you know, popular choice, you know, that's where you kind of choose what your strategy is. If you're speculative, if you're betting, if you're investing in futures, they kind of just want to know what type of investing you'll be doing. They really do ask for a lot of information. The reason they need your social security number is because you're going to be paying income tax on your returns. Let's say you make money on a stock, you're going to pay taxes on that at the end of the year. That's why they need to have your tax ID or your social security number in order to you know, send that over to the IRS to make sure that they get their fair share of that money. Okay, so that, keep in mind, like I said, can be anywhere from, I don't know, a week to maybe even a month. I know mine took at least 2 weeks as far as I remember. So plan on this step here taking you, you know, at least 2 weeks as far as opening your trading account goes. Okay, so then at this point you have your trading account set up. Your fourth step is going to be transferring your funds. The way I do it is just through my checking account. So like when I set up my trading account, I just did my account number, my routing number, and then I think after 3 days or so, that was active and I could, you know, send money in or request money. But you can also, if you want to do a check, you can mail a check in or you can do a Western Union cash transfer. I have a mutual fund with Franklin Templeton, and I know for that account, I mailed a check just because that was the way I did that. And it works just the same as doing it through checking. Maybe it took a little bit longer, but there's generally a couple different ways you can transfer funds into your account. So then step number 5, this is when you have opened your account. You have money in there ready to go. Your fifth step, 5 and 6 are very important. I want to explain why. Your fifth step is to familiarize yourself with stock market order types. Now, if you guys want more clarification on this, I actually just finished my ebook on my stock market trading strategy guide, and I will link that up in the description. There should be a button on the top as well somewhere there if you want to learn more about that. But in that ebook, I actually go in depth about stock market order types and which ones would be best for you. But there's other resources available too, and I'm sure any stock market broker, any online discount broker, they're going to have like a website set up to educate you because they don't want you just screwing around and losing all your money, because they're making money off of you when you're trading. So if you make 2 trades and you accidentally did the wrong order type and then you end up closing your account, you know, they want you to stay there. They want you to be a happy trader because they make money from the commission of the trades. So that's step 5, is familiarize yourself with stock market order types, because there are a lot of different ones. And I made mistakes before too with not realizing what the order exactly meant, doing like limit orders, trailing stops. It gets very confusing. There's a lot to it, so you really want to know what you're doing with that. And then step number 6, very important step, familiarize yourself with the trading platform. You don't want to be like ready to sell your stock. This is like, okay, yeah, I got my profit here, I want to sell my stock, and then go, oh crap, how do I sell? You want to know exactly how to sell your stock. That way you can just log on quick and unload it. Another point or two I want to add. I didn't have it on the board here, but most of these online discount brokers have an app you can download on your phone. I know Scottrade does, so I can do all my trading right from my smartphone, which is cool. So it's not a bad idea to have that app as well if you want to log on quick and do your trades from wherever you are, if you're not going to be stuck at your desk all day or whatever it may be. And then there's a couple of other things I wanted to talk about as far as trading accounts go. they all have a different policy for the most part on your uninvested cash. I don't know how big of a factor this is for you, but some of them will put it into what's called it's like a cash pool, and they will basically give you a small interest rate or dividend in exchange for you having your cash there. So that way you might want to consider, if you're going to have that cash sitting there for a long time, what the interest rate is based on the different brokers. They might have different interest rates, and some of them may not even have that policy of what they're doing with your uninvested cash. The other thing too, when you're making your account, this is very, very important. If you want to open a cash account versus a margin account. The way a cash account works is when you buy a stock, buy shares of a stock, you're paying for the stock at the time of purchase in full with cash in your account. When you open a margin account, your stockbroker is giving you a loan on the funds that you put in. So it's possible that you may put in $10,000 and then you're going to get a loan of $10,000 in the margin account. So your buying power is actually $20,000 at that point. However, $10,000 is a loan. For the most part, I'm going to say like 99.9% of beginning traders don't do this. This is a good way to really lose a lot of money and end up in debt. Here's a major problem with a margin account. There's something called a margin call, and every stockbroker has a different policy on this. But what this generally allows the broker to do is, if your stock goes way down, they can call you up on the phone and say you need to deposit cash by the end of the day because we don't trust you to make the payment. Or, this is even worse, they may have the ability to sell any securities in your account to cover the loss. So you could be trading a stock on margin, have it fall in value, they'll sell off shares of a completely different stock to cover that loss. Not something the average investor wants to be involved with, not gonna lie. That would scare the crap out of me. That's why I would recommend a cash account to pretty much everyone. I'm gonna say that right now. I don't even know any beginner that I would recommend a margin account to. I don't mess around with margin accounts. I don't think I ever will, to be honest with you. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's like your steps to opening a trading account. Like I said, Scottrade is the platform that I use, and I know a lot of people who use these other ones too. And I just want to throw out there too, I'm not like getting paid by Scottrade or anything to tell, to mention them in this video. I just like to be transparent about exactly what I'm doing because I think it helps you guys out more. And then, like I mentioned earlier in the video, if you guys are interested, I do have my ebook on my stock market trading strategy, and that's pretty much what I learned over many months of reading books and guides and talking to stock market traders and investors. I compiled all of the best information into this ebook, and it pretty much lays out my exact stock market trading strategy. And I've been able to make consistent profits every week trading stocks, and I only spend about an hour or two a week doing it. So it's a nice little income source for me, and it can be for a lot of people. It's really not that hard to do it. But I hope this helps you guys out as far as getting your account opened up and getting started out with stock market trading. And like I said, if you have any other topics you want me to cover, please drop a comment below or send me a message and let me know. I'll be happy to do that. Thank you guys for watching.